Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna कृष्ण हरे हरे। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
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 हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
रामचंद्र का तुम ही हो दुलारा।
रामचंद्र का तुम ही हो दुलारा।
तीन लोक का तुम ही हो उजाला।
तीन लोक का तुम ही हो उजाला।
सोना के लंका जराते हुए हनुमंत बाबा।
सोना के लंका जराते हुए हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी पवन का तुम ही हो प्यारा।
अंजनी पवन का तुम ही हो प्यारा।
भक्त जनों का तुम ही हो सहारा।
भक्त जनों का तुम ही हो सहारा।
साधु संत के तुम रखवारा।
साधु संत के तुम रखवारा।
राम का नाम सुनाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
राम का नाम सुनाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
संकट से हमको बचाना।
संकट से हमको बचाना।
राम की भक्ति सबको दिलाना।
राम की भक्ति सबको दिलाना।
भक्त भक्तों की भक्ति बढ़ाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
भक्तों की भक्ति बढ़ाते चलो हनुमंत बाबा।
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा
हनुमंत बाबा हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
अंजनी के पुत्र महाबली है हनुमंत बाबा।
राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो।
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 राम राम बोलो सिया राम बोलो। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय। जय 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 हनुमान बाबा। दे दो सहारा। 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 शक्ति तुम्हारी है निराली। विनती हमारी जाए ना खाली। शक्ति तुम्हारी है निराली। विनती हमारी जाए ना खाली। शक्ति
प्यारे वीर हनुमान बाबा, तुमसे मैं विनती करो। सुनो प्यारे वीर हनुमान बाबा, तुमसे विनती करो। हनुमंत बाबा, हनुमंत बाबा, तुमसे मैं विनती करो। हनुमंत बाबा, तुमसे मैं विनती करो। सुनो प्यारे वीर हनुमान बाबा, तुमसे मैं विनती करो। सुनो प्यारे वीर हनुमान बाबा, तुमसे मैं विनती करो। जय श्री राम जय जय हनुमान, संकट मोचन कृपानिधान। जय श्री राम जय जय हनुमान, संकट मोचन कृपानिधान। जय श्री राम जय जय हनुमान, संकट मोचन कृपानिधान। जय श्री राम जय जय हनुमान, संकट मोचन कृपानिधान।
Sarvabhagane Dahika Shakti Ramakrishne Stitahiya Sarva Vidya Swarupam Tam Sharadam Pranamamyaham. She who is in Ramakrishna, like the consuming energy in fire, to that Sri Sarada Devi, the embodiment of knowledge, I offer my salutations, revered Ravrajika Ishtaprana Mataji and dear devotees. Om Namo Narayana. The topic for this evening is Hanumanji, the ideal for the modern age. The Ramayana contains many important ideals which are meaningful and helpful to spiritual seekers and for our general daily living, reflecting on the lives and teachings of the characters from the Ramayana can be a form of meditation. Hanumanji is the ideal of many devotees. He is often worshipped to remove obstacles for good health, success in our spiritual journeys, or our general daily living. Swami Vivekananda expressed a desire that Sri Hanuman, a symbol of sacrifice, devotion, service, total dedication, and wisdom, should be worshipped as an ideal for youth, spiritual seekers, and devotees, as Hanumanji is perfect in every way. The current challenges of COVID demand inner strength to manage our stress, loneliness, isolation, fear, and anxiety, and also to navigate the new normals. Introspection allows us an opportunity to improve ourselves. Some of the qualities of Hanumanji that Swami Vivekananda admired are: Hanumanji had implicit obedience to his Guru and did every task without questioning. Obedience enables us to be free from anxiety. All our anxieties dissipate when we depend on and trust in God. Hanumanji totally surrenders to the will of Sri Ram. He observed strict brahmacharya or chastity. He is always engaged in Sri Ram's work. He will sacrifice his life for Sri Ram. One who adopts these ideals in one's life conquers the lower senses and gains a perfect character. Sri Ram is Dharma incarnate. In Hanumanji, we see Dharma in action. He is an ideal devotee and an ideal servant. His devotion and service is unparalleled. Hanumanji is also the refuge of millions. Our first meeting with Hanumanji is in the Kishkinda Kand. Sri Ram met several different tribes and communities in southern India while in search of Ma Sita. To indicate that they were different, these tribes were characterized in mythology as having different characteristics from humans. Hanumanji is depicted as a Vanara. A Vanara is a special type of human being. Vanaras had yogic powers, so they had superhuman strength, enabling them to fly and lift heavy objects with ease. Valmiki expressly states that Hanumanji, Sugriv, Bali, Jambavan, and others were great scholars and administrators. Hanuman knew 9 types of Sanskrit grammar and was perfect in the 4 yogas. Hanumanji is considered to be the ideal in the path of devotion. Goswami Tulsidas Ji describes Hanumanji as Buddhim Matam Varishtam, an ocean of knowledge, since he is the wisest among the characters that appear in the story, and also as Jnana Gunasagar, the ocean of wisdom and virtue. When the princes Ram and Lakshman arrive at the Rishyamukha mountains, Sugriv, who was in a power struggle with his brother Bali, is terrified that these strangers are from the enemy camp. Seeing their leader's fear, the Vanaras lose hope. Hanumanji reassures them that he will go and meet the strangers and ascertain who they are and why they have come to Sugriva's safe space. This is our first encounter with Hanuman's level-headedness, while everyone around him is losing their equanimity. He is able to remain calm and deliver the assurance of protection. He boldly says, "I will go and face these strangers." Hanuman disguises himself as a priest and meets the princes. The few words that Ram speaks convinces Hanuman that he has met a divine being. Hanuman was a spiritual seeker who was searching for God. We are reminded of a similar instance in the life of Swami Vivekananda when he first met his master Sri Ramakrishna. Naren's intense search for God culminates in his meeting Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna recognizes Naren to be a divine being. Hanuman immediately recognizes Sri Ram to be divine. After introducing himself to Hanuman and hearing Hanuman speak, Sri Ram observes that Hanuman's speech is faultless. He said to Lakshman, "Lakshman, did you observe how eloquent Hanuman was? By analyzing his words, he seems to be well versed in all four Vedas, grammar, and the essence of the Upanishads. His eyebrows and forehead did not move unnecessarily. His voice was neither too loud nor too soft. He particularly knows how to pronounce every syllable. Sugriva is very fortunate to have Hanuman as his minister." Lakshman also observes that Hanuman always speaks in a straightforward manner and is full of wisdom. We understand from the Lord's words the importance of communication. Today, miscommunication has become the norm. Flattery, patronizing words, verbal abuse, and profanity have become acceptable. We often have scenarios of misinterpretation or lack of filters. Words can be offensive and hurtful. Our scriptures emphasize that the truth should be spoken only if it is pleasant. Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi was extremely conscious of this and always encouraged courteous communication. When Hanumanji meets Sri Ram for the first time, Hanuman recites the following magnificent prayer which is beneficial to all devotees. He says, "Although my limitations are innumerable, my master, look upon me favorably as your servant. Not knowing you, I am lost in your world. Only through your grace can I be free. I confess, my master, I do not know how to approach you. What songs of praise should I sing? What spiritual path should I take, which will lead me to you? I stand before you as a child before a loving parent, as a servant before a kind master, confident that in your compassionate arms I can be freed from all anxieties." Prayer should be done in a spirit of humility and honesty. Hanumanji possesses this spirit of humility, which is a primary requirement for spiritual life and for prayer. In the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, one finds the Master recommending prayer on several occasions. Once a devotee asked him, "Then what is the way, sir?" Sri Ramakrishna answered, "Prayer and the company of holy people." After explaining the benefits of holy company, the Master continued, "There is another way, Earnestly pray to God. He will certainly fulfill your heart's desire. Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Sarada Devi revived prayer as a spiritual discipline and demonstrated the power of prayer in their lives. Prayer, which is a dialogue or conversation with God, is one of the simplest and easiest forms of worship. When we consciously cultivate the habit of prayer, we come to accept that God is listening to us. When we face difficulties, we can share our distress with God to help lessen the burden. M., the author of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, said to the Master, God gives to some full spiritual consciousness, and others he keeps in ignorance. Immediately the Master corrected him. No, that is not so. One should pray to God with a longing heart. God certainly listens to prayer if it is sincere. Through prayer, all individual souls can be united to the Supreme Soul. Every house has a connection for gas, and gas can be obtained from the main storage tank of the gas company. Apply to the company, and it will arrange for your supply of gas. Then your house will be lighted. Saint Teresa said, it is one thing to desire the grace of devotion, and quite another to ask God for it. Thus, prayer opens the heart to God's grace. Hanumanji is considered the doorkeeper of Sri Ram. He represents the Guru, who helps and guides the disciple to the Ishta. Tulsidas Ji, the author of the Ramcharitmanas, was a devotee of Sri Ram and wanted to have a vision of the Lord. He was advised that when he recited Ram Katha, Hanumanji attended in the guise of an old leper who arrived first, sat at the back, and was the last to leave. Tulsidas identified Hanumanji, followed the old man, and fell at his feet praying, O Lord Hanuman, please be gracious and reveal your true form to me. Hanumanji was gracious and showed Tulsidas his luminous form. When Hanumanji offered Tulsidas a boon, Tulsidas did not hesitate to ask for the vision of Sri Ram. Hanumanji advised Tulsidas to go to the Chitrakoot hills and continue his austerities there, as the forest was more conducive for contemplation and worship. One day Tulsidas was intently preparing sandal paste for worship and did not notice a beautiful little boy pass by. Hanumanji graciously appeared as a bird and cautioned him, saying, Tulsi is so absorbed and does not know that Ram is coming. Tulsidas opened his eyes and beheld the most beautiful boy, his divine Lord Ram. Hanumanji thus holds the key to realization. An illumined teacher or Satguru jolts us out of our slumber and awakens us so that we follow the correct path. He is a bridge to realization. When Masita was taken by Ravana, Hanumanji was able to bring truth to her. He brought light and gave her courage and hope that Sri Ram will rescue her. Swami Vivekananda says that Sita is like all of us, and when we get caught by Ravana, Hanuman, in the form of the spiritual teacher, the scriptures, prayer, or holy company, brings us light and wisdom. Hanumanji is a bridge for sincere seekers to reach Lord Ram. Tulsidas Ji describes Hanumanji as the embodiment of knowledge who grants wisdom. Sri Ramakrishna says that the entire philosophy of the Indian spiritual tradition is merged into Hanumanji's life. Once Sri Ram asked, My dear Hanuman, how do you look upon me? Hanuman replies, My Lord, I enjoy three ways of looking at you. When I have body consciousness, that means when I eat, sleep, or do work, we are different. You are my master, and I am your servant. This is the philosophy of Dvaita or dualism. When my consciousness goes above the body of the individual soul, then I am a part of you. This is qualified non-dualism or Vishishta Dvaita. And finally, when I get merged in your thought and have the knowledge of the Absolute Brahman, when I am immersed in Samadhi, I find no duality, nor do I feel as a reflection or a part. You and I are one. This is Advaita, the non-dual state. Sometimes, when we read books, begin a new job, join a new family, or begin spiritual practices, depending on the level of identification and intensity of involvement, we initially feel different from our tasks. As our commitment increases, we merge with what we love, worship, or work for. Similarly, initially Hanuman was different or separate from Ram. When they met, Hanuman was drawn to the Lord. As he came closer to Sri Ram and became a part of the Lord's work, he gradually separated from Sugriv and the Vanaras, who represent worldly commitments, and became a part of Sri Ram and his work. Finally, Sri Ram and Hanuman grew to be one, or as Sri Ramakrishna says, as inseparable as the salt door entering the sea. This evolution of spirituality and perfection is relevant to all spiritual practices as well as to our daily lives. Only exceptional or remarkable yogis like Hanumanji and Sri Ramakrishna can live in all these three states. In Hanumanji, we find a perfect harmony of the four yogas. Swami Vivekananda always recommended that spiritual aspirants have a harmonious blend of the four yogas. Hanumanji is a sincere devotee and the embodiment of devotion. He has focus and one-pointed devotion. Love, service, and self-sacrifice are the three dimensions of devotion. Hanumanji is concentrated in Sri Ram. His words glorify Sri Ram, and his deeds are always in the service of Sri Ram. He does not get distracted from his purpose. Garuda, the eagle, is the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. He is also the friend of Hanumanji. One day, Garuda went to Sri Ram and said, "O Lord, please show me your divine cosmic form." Sri Ram revealed his cosmic Narayana form with conch, discus, and thunderbolt. Garuda was delighted and decided to share this experience with his friend Hanumanji. He said, "Hanuman, come and see Lord Ram." Hanuman was quite happy to accompany Garuda, but when he did not see the form of Sri Ram, he said, "I know that the Lord of Lakshmi is Narayana, and Janaki's Lord is Ram. These two are the same, but that lotus-eyed Ram is my refuge, my only object of worship." Hanumanji is the perfect karma yogi, performing every action as an offering at the feet of Sri Ram. He ennobles every activity, making it worship. Thus, any chore or activity can be transformed into worship. He is the master of his mind, a perfect Raja Yogi. He is a life of self-surrender to God. Thus, he is the perfect personality to be meditated upon and followed in life. Sri Ramakrishna once said, "You must have heard of the power of faith. Sri Ramachandra was God incarnate, but had to have a bridge built across the ocean. But Hanuman, the great devotee of God, had faith in the power of the name of the Lord. He repeated that name and immediately found himself on the other side. Faith is an important component to our spiritual lives. Once, a king made a mistake. He realized his error and repented, but wanted to make amends. One day he passed through a forest and saw the hermitage of a saint. The sage was not there, but the king met the sage's young son. He confessed to the boy that he had committed a misdeed and asked what he should do to repent. The sage's son advised him to repeat the name of the Lord 3 times with faith. The sage returned after some time, and the son told him what had transpired. Then the father asked, "What did you say?" The son replied that he had advised the king to repeat the name of God 3 times. The father said, "My son, why 3 times? Once is enough." With full faith and a heart full of love and devotion, once is enough. To attain absolute faith, you will have to be reborn and meet the Lord. The little boy was reborn as Kevat, the boatman who took Sri Ram, Sita and Lakshman across the river. In Swami Vivekananda's life, we see many parallels to Hanumanji. Both were incarnations of Lord Shiva. Swamiji crossed over the ocean to take his master's message to the world. Swamiji crossed over the ocean to take his master's message of truth, hope, and strength to the world. Hanumanji had tremendous power. Swami Vivekananda reminds us, all power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Life is meaningful when we do good to others. If we cannot help, then we can certainly silently pray for the welfare of others. Hanuman was always focused on the mission of doing good for the world. In Swami Vivekananda's words, it is a life for one's own liberation and for the good of others. Though Hanumanji is content with remaining a servant, today he is the most celebrated devotee deity. Mother Sita, the divine mother of the universe, had blessed him, saying, "People will worship you to remove their difficulties. Merely by remembering your name, they will achieve success." May Lord Hanuman bless us with devotion to his lotus feet. Hari Om.
Om Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raja Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Varno Raghuvar Vimal Yasha Jodayak Phal Char Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Devu Moni Harahu Kalesha Vikar Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar Jai Kapis Tihu Loka Ujagar Ram Duta Tulita Baladama Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanama Mahavir Virang Bajrangi Kumati Nivar Sumati Te Sangi Kanchana Varana Viraj Subesha Talana Kundala Kunchita Kesha Hatha Vajra Dhwaja Viraje Kandhe Moja Jane O Saje Shankar Suvan Kesari Nandan Tej Pratap Maha Jagvandan Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatur Ram Kaj Karibe Ko Atur Prabhu Charitra Sunive Ko Rasiya Ram Lakhan Sita Man Vasiya Sukshma Rupa Dharisiya हरि लंक जरावा, भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे, लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हर्ष उर लाए, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई, सहस बदन तुमरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे, सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा, नारद शारद सहित हरीशा, यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते, तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा, तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु, प्रभु मोद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि, दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते, राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना, आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाथ दे कापे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे, चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुपति पुर जाहि, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्तन करई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई, संकट हरे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीशा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसौ सुरभूप, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय।
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters and brothers. On this very auspicious and holy day, we pray to Sri Hanumanji to grant us strength and courage so that we can face our challenges bravely. The Hanuman Chalisa says, "He who seeks refuge in you, O Hanumanji, enjoys every happiness. All diseases are destroyed and pain vanishes when Hanumanji's powerful name is repeated with love and devotion." all difficulties and pains are removed for those who contemplate on Hanumanji, who is all powerful. Bless us, O Hanumanji, so that we may have implicit faith in you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। जाके बन से गिरिवर थापे, रोग दोष जहि निकट न जागे। अंजनी पुत्र महाबलदाई, संतन के प्रभु सदा सहाई। आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। देवी रघुनाथ पताए, लंका जारी सिया सुदिलाए। लंक सुकोट समुद्र सिखाई, जात पवन सुत मारन लाई। लंका जारी असुर सब मारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। लक्ष्मण धरनी परे मूर्छाए, नार सजीवन प्राण बचाए। बैठी पताल तोरी अमकारे, अहि रावण की भुजा उतारे। मारी भुज सब असुर सहारे, दाहिन भुज सब संत उबारे। आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। सुर नर मुनि आरती उतारे, जय 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 हनुमान उचारे। कंचन कारक पूर की बाती, आरती करत अंजनी माई। जो हनुमान जी की आरती गावे, बसी वैकुंठ अमर पद पावे। आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की, आरती कीजे हनुमान लला की। सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम तत्सत्। जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, महामाई की जय, स्वामी जी महाराज की जय, गंगा मात की जय, महावीर स्वामी जी की जय, सर्वऋषीन् मुनीन् की जय। श्री सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। पार्वती पते हर हर महा